Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gavin. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have to say, I'm actually shocked at the response I had in regards to the videos and the audio recordings that I've released in the Todd Kohlhepp case. I didn't expect there to be such a desire to see this stuff in their raw format. And so I've just decided, because I have more from the solicitor's office down there in Spartanburg, that I will go ahead and release these things in their entirety. I want you to know that I'm not doing this to glorify or celebrate or in any way lift up on a pedestal Mr. Kohlhepp. To me, he is the lowest of the low. He is a serial killer. And what we really should be thinking about are his many victims, at least 8, 7 who died, 1 who survived, and then there was 1 from his childhood. So I guess at least 9. What I'm going to share with you today, and I won't belabor this, I'll be really quick, and I will leave a link directly to it down in the description so you can skip over just what I'm saying. This is an interview that police did on November 22nd, 2016. So Mr. Kohlhepp had been arrested. He was in holding. He was not convicted at this point. And he did it. The interview was done at his request. I have worked hard to improve the audio so that it's a little bit better and easier to listen to. I hope that works for you guys. And I think that this might be the first time that this interview is getting out in its entirety. I haven't even found bits and pieces of it, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. So I'm going to release it in its entirety, but because it's a 3.5-hour interview, I'm going to release it in 4 parts. So this is part 1 of 4. And thank you for joining me today. I will see you at the end of this video.
Sir, oh buddy, how you doing? I have no idea. We have no idea. I understand you want to talk to me. Yes, okay. And I'll talk to you about whatever you want. I just have to read this to you again so I don't get in trouble.
I know.
Okay. And normally we put a case number here and a reason why, but I don't know why you want to talk to me, so I've kind of left it blank because they called me tonight and said you wanted to talk to me, so I left my big fat juicy cheeseburger. Come talk to you. I'm sorry, man. That's all right, man. You ever eaten at the doghouse up in Campobello?
I have not.
Best burger in the world.
Dude, I really don't get out much.
Really?
No.
But you know, I read this to you the other day. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney, have an attorney with you while you're being present. Any question. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you if you so wish. You have the right to stop and answer the questions at any point in the question. Above rights have been read to you by me. You waive your rights as explained by me and agree to talk to me in reference to whatever it is you want to talk to me about. And any statement that you make is of your own free will, without fear, threat, promise, favor, reward of any kind. You're able to read and write the English language. You have 18 years of school. And I just added right here that you have requested to speak with me. Okay? I just need you to sign there and there. I even let you use my nice pen.
Man, it's been a few weeks.
You look like you're thinning down.
Dude, you wouldn't make it here.
Why? It's food.
You eat it.
What is it?
I don't know what to explain it, man. I mean, it's let me be brief, okay? And now I feel really bad. What do you want me to him?
No, I'm good, dude.
They put me in BMU, Behavior Management Unit.
Okay.
Now, what that is I'm not a bad boy. Okay. What they've done is they label me, call it PC. Okay. BMU is when all the dumbasses. They put them in there, take away the mattress when the guards come in.
All the people that are kind of like that.
They take it. Oh, I got some black dude in there just going batshit right now because they've let me out for a couple of hours a day and make phone calls. Well, here's a trick. I'm polite.
Right.
I do what I'm told.
Right. Yeah.
So the guards don't give me a whole lot of shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's funny how that works out. I don't beat on the
If you're nice, you know, yeah.
I don't beat on the door.
Yeah.
Slam shit.
Yeah. Well, the one thing is, I called just to check on you a couple of times, just to make sure everything was, you know, I mean, you weren't having any problems.
No.
And, stuff like that, just to make sure. But, I just, and they told me, I said, and I talked to Lieutenant, looks like, looks like a pit bull.
Oh, the saw.
No.
Kilo 1.
No.
I'm dying to know what Kilo 1 is.
Kilo 1 for us out on the road is a canine unit. Like,
Really?
yeah, I don't know what Kilo 1 would be in here.
There's a I don't know what he is. He's either got an Asian twist to him or he buff as shit. Maybe he's from the islands or something.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. He's actually a contractor that came to work with the jail, teaching things. You know how that goes. I was actually
More than you know.
I was gonna talk to the sheriff and get permission to go see your mom tomorrow, because with everything going on, I'm not really in control of a lot of things anymore, and people smarter than me, or people that think they're smarter than me, have taken over a lot of this.
I don't understand.
You're the only thing I have control of.
I don't understand what's going on.
I mean, seriously, you're the only. You want to talk to me? I'm the only one allowed to talk to you.
Why didn't you not come back?
Because I was told initially that you had an attorney. After we talked,
I waited 3 days.
I
waited 3 days.
Gorsham.
Yeah, I waited 3 days.
Yeah, I was told you had an attorney, so I was told not to come back.
I waited 3 days for it.
Well, and I would have come back. I mean, it's not that I was, I was given orders by, like, again, people pulling strings higher up than me.
There was a slew of people who came through to see me.
Well, I gave you that one guy.
Fuck me, man.
And you had a lot?
I had every lame on the. Would you like a quick rundown?
Sure.
You may appreciate this. I had a guy who came in who couldn't even just give me a business card that looked like something like you would give like some player would like hand you, like, want to get laid, call Todd. I mean, seriously, stupid shit. I'm going, really? Your card is. I had a dude who came in who didn't even have business cards. Didn't have business cards.
He's an attorney? Yeah. He didn't have a business card.
Had business card.
What do you have?
Piece of paper. He couldn't even look at me. Couldn't even look at me. And then kept
What do you look like?
little skinny dweeb, like the kind of guy.
Reddish blonde hair?
I don't know about that. This guy was dumb as shit.
Like strawberry blonde hairs.
Came in, he wasn't from whatever, and he didn't know anything. He's like, well, if you'll just float me some money. All right, these are not the words I want to hear. Okay.
If you'll float him some money.
That's not in my vocabulary.
Right.
Although I've helped quite a few guards with real estate lately. Listen, I'm like, I can tell you how to do that without problem. To me, I run that shit. But if I would float him some money, that he would consider taking on a couple of the weapons charges.
I went, really?
Okay, first of all, I ain't gonna float your shit.
Weapons charges?
Two, no offense, but I haven't got any weapons charges yet. And B, I really don't think that's my primary problem here.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go, no.
Was his name Surratt?
No.
Okay. Because the one you're describing to me, that's kind of what I thought it was.
Round face, kind of skinny, round face, looked like a 50-year-old retard who basically got out of law school and never did anything in his fucking life.
Really?
No.
He hit a piece of paper with his phone.
He finally tore off a piece of paper and go, call me if you want me. And I'm like, nah, man, we good.
I should tell him I'm smarter than that, dude.
Then I had a guy come down from to interview to whatever from the public defender's office to do the
bond hearing.
No, the guy came down to talk to me. He wasn't even an attorney. He came down to do the, I guess, the evaluation
Assessment. Okay.
The guy couldn't even look at me. I'm like, dude, if you can't even look at me, we can't even talk.
Was he afraid of you?
I don't think so. I'm not a very imposing person. I mean,
You know what?
I'm not a very imposing person. I don't think I scare anybody.
I imagine if you got mad, you could be, but I've never,
It's not when I'm mad that I'm dangerous.
I mean,
Um,
what does that mean?
just what I mean. I don't react when I get mad.
You know what?
I don't react when I get mad. Like, I will never yell. I get quiet when I get upset.
That's
When I'm talking,
That's what I do.
we're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be just talking shit. We can be pissed off at each other. As long as we're talking, we have no beef.
Right.
It's when I stop talking and the last two words out of my head are, fuck you.
Yes.
Yeah. At that point,
He's fixing to lay some hands or do some damage.
and I'm
Yeah.
obviously I'm pretty sure I'm trained.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you don't come at me, I usually will not come at you. I'm usually not the aggressor.
Right.
I'm just one hell of a defense player.
You got defense planned out. But they say, that's the way.
I'm an offensive defensive player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give what is it?
I'll give you room to walk.
Best offense is a good defense.
I think the best defense is good offense.
There you go. I like that too.
But I mean, I'll give you room to walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the opportunity to walk. It's when you give me the impression that you're not going to let you walk, or you're going to do something stupid, and I go, let's escalate this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as imposing, I don't really think I come off as intimidating. Mentally, sometimes maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, I'm big, but
I'm big, but my wife called me Paul Blart. I'm like, really?
you got a dozen people here, dude. I mean, these guys ain't gonna do shit. They're more interested in, can I buy them a fucking soup, whatever the hell that is.
What?
Buying them commissary. I'm not buying you shit. Hell, I can't even get commissary.
You can't get conversation.
They won't let me have shit
Why?
because I'm high profile. Because of that,
Mm-hmm.
they're keeping me out of GP, which I'm not really against. It's not the fact, because I like being quiet.
Well,
My thing is I just don't like all the noisy people.
yeah.
But
Well, the thing, a lot of the reason they probably keeping you in there is because you get out here with some of these dumbasses in GP, and you are high profile, and they've seen you on the news, and they want to make a name for themselves, so they're going to test you.
they will, number 8.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to test you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't want. I mean, and it's not, I mean, obviously, it's, and not to be a smart ass, it's to protect GP, but it's also to protect you.
It protects both of us, and it keeps the drama.
Well, the thing about it is, you go out there in a GP and somebody pushes up on you and you end up busting their ass. They got homeboys out there, they all gonna jump on you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's kind of probably that's a lot of the philosophy behind that.
I understand. I'm not fighting it.
Yeah. Well, I called up here a couple of times. Hey, how's he doing? Just want to check, make sure everything's okay. And they said, yeah, he's and one of the lieutenants like, he's really a polite guy. He's really a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I said, this is the thing. I said, if you treat him with respect, and you talk to him with dignity, you ain't going to have a problem. You're not going to have a problem at hand.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he'll treat you with just as much respect and dignity as you treat him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you will not have a problem with it.
No.
And they said, well, we have. And he had, and they told all the little young bucks, I think there's a young buck down there today, and they told all of them, just treat the man with respect. And he's high profile, but just treat him with respect, and you don't have any problems.
First couple of days, I mean, they came in, every time they came in the room, my God, they were killing me. I had to get on my knees.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's when I got you the, yeah. How's that working out?
Great.
Good.
I wish I had my flexor rail for my back, but I mean,
They can't take you to the doctor or anything?
well, just give me a muscle relaxer.
Right.
I don't need painkiller. Just give me, and then lay on the bed all day long. I mean, I have to constant roll.
Idiot. But I don't know much about this side of it. I mean, I've been over on the other side for 19 years, but I don't know if they allow you, if you go to the doctor, if you put in a request that you have a doctor that you go to, if they'll take you to the doctor or they'll let you go see the doctor.
They pull my record. They pull the stuff up. They look at my insurance. I'd probably get some if I had real insurance. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, but it's major. I mean, you got to shoot me to get meds. I mean, you got to hurt me. I got to be in VR. Man, nobody can afford that shit.
Yeah.
And it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
If I didn't have such a high damn deductible, my insurance is like $400 a month, and that's only because I have a huge fucking deductible. But I've been on the operating table how many damn times?
Yeah.
If I get anything covered, be it besides major,
Well, at least we won the election. You know what pissed me off today, though? Did you hear about this?
I ain't heard shit.
They're not going after Hillary. I don't know if he backed off for now or what the deal is, but they put it on the news today that he's gonna let. I guess it's my understanding that they're gonna let Trey take what he's got and present it, and that they're not gonna dig any further. I didn't see that on the news myself. One of our friends saw it on the news and was telling me,
No, seriously. I know you guys can't do this, but you guys should have gave me a pass on this shit. Just, y'all have to use me here in the short life. I was there for you. Now, again, did you? I mean, brother, I had a Barrett, for God's sake. What the fuck do you guys have that can stop it? It goes through both sides of your armored car.
yeah, nothing. I know an AR, those Connex boxes. You know the ones, you ever seen the dumpsters? They look like a Connex box, but they're dumpster construction sites. I've seen an AR at 100 yards, over 100 yards, punch through one side of those. And we had SLED argue with us one time that couldn't happen.
Oh, I got the ammo in the
Well, no, I mean, we had a guy shooting at us, and I was behind the officer with the rifle, and he shot at the guy shooting at us. And just on the other side of the guy was this Connex container, and we're like, they couldn't find the projectile, so they didn't believe that he had shot. And they were questioning, and there was a big investigation. I mean, that was part of the investigation.
No, you're talking 5.56, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I use 75 grain horny tap, barrier, I'm going to punch a hole through that shit.
Well, what it did was it punched a hole through one side of it, hit the inside of the other side, ricochet, and what we did was we went back and took a laser off the gun and pointed it right where he shot and found the hole and was able to map it out perfectly.
I didn't realize there were so many people who had automatic weapons until a friend of mine who's also a cop in another state, and he's on. I have a lot of friends of mine who are on your side of the fence.
Right.
SWAT, protective services. The various states have various, when they serve warrants,
Right.
they roll in with the full kitty.
Right.
I got a lot of friends of mine who do that shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many people have high-end hardware. They're usually cheap shit, but it's fast shooting cheap shit.
Right. Right.
It's very unusual that someone spends the money like I do on a SIG in mini SIGs. I like quality. I mean, when your ass is on the line.
Yeah. I agree.
Although I understand y'all had a small shit fit about how much ammo and
There was a lot of ammo.
the type of ammo.
Yeah, there was a lot of ammo. There was a lot of different. Yeah, it was
Overwhelming.
it was.
That's not all of it.
I know. Yeah, I just don't know where the rest of it's at.
I'm not going to tell it to you right now.
I know it's on the property.
No, it's not.
I know that you buried something out there recently. I know that.
Buried a lot of things.
I'm not talking about the people.
Not talking about and it's fucking the way to laugh about this shit. I know you're recording it, and I'm not going to laugh about it.
It's and that's to protect me. And I mean, that's just, you know.
Stop touching me like that. I'm not like that.
No.
What do you think that you're going to find on the land? I mean, if it's there, I'll tell you. But what do you think you're going to find?
Well, let me ask you this. What's Ashley's daughter's name?
Kylie.
Kylie, okay. We did a forensics interview with her. It's a standard procedure.
Okay.
And she's a very, very lovely young lady. And she said, you know, he was never out of the way with me. And I told him in the beginning, I said, she's not going to tell you. There's nothing.
I won't touch a kid.
I said, he won't. I said, he may have done these things, but these are things that he reacted to. He's not going to touch a kid. He's not going to hurt a cop.
Kid, old people, and cops.
But she told them that a couple weeks before this all happened, and we went out to your property and we came to your house, that you were out there with her and you buried something near an oak tree, and you were out there all night long, and it was in a white box, and you used your front end loader to bury it.
No, let me think about that. But that's not.
She said she was out there twice within the last month before we came out there.
What?
One time you went to a building to get a car part or something.
Yeah.
And she said it was either the green building or the container. She didn't know which.
Yeah.
And then she said there was one time she was out there and you told her you were burying a dog, but it was a big white container. And she said it took you a long time to dig the hole and bury whatever.
Angus.
What's Angus?
My girlfriend's black dog.
What you bury him in?
Oh, let me tell you. They gave me the box.
Okay.
But this was back March.
Okay, well, she said it was within the last couple weeks. And of course, she's a little girl, so time frame, you know what I'm saying?
My girlfriend's dog died.
Okay.
He's a sweet, all black boxer.
Yeah.
And when he passed, I didn't want my girlfriend to deal with it. So we went and said our goodbyes. We put the dog in the back. They gave me a white box that had the dog in him.
Okay.
And I put him on the tractor and I went up to the upper pasture. And, you know, when you turn, if you go at the very end, there's a big oak tree. And if you make the left-hand turn, where you all found Charlie.
Okay.
Right there at the cusp of those big trees, there's a spot there that I tore up. Only thing in there is Angus the dog.
So if you're coming up that big hill and not Charlie.
Which big hill are we talking about?
Man.
You ain't got enough photographs of this place?
No. Hold on. Charlie is Kayla's boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you come...
Did you guys really give her the $25K for that shit?
I didn't give her shit. They're not giving her shit.
She didn't give you all shit. I gave you shit.
I don't know.
I know they're not going to give me the $25K.
But you know,
I buy pizza for everybody.
When you go past the outbuilding or your container and your garage and everything, you go up the trail and you go back down this way and you go down this side of the property and you hang a sharp right and you come around the corner and you come up the hill. Charlie was on that left side. Where would the oak tree be there that Angus is at?
Not bad.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, this is your copy, so I don't want to mess it up.
Thanks.
I'm drawing. I'll let you draw on that. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, it may not let you add on that. Let me get a piece of paper.
At the door up to my sign, I said,
Either way, you've got front pasture here. Connex, small building, bigger building.
Right.
You've got a creek that runs right about here.
Right.
You talking about going across the wood bridge?
If you go down this way, okay, there's a roadway that comes around this way.
Okay.
And it goes down by the stone and it makes it a hard right.
Gotcha. Now, no. Okay. As you come down here and you come up here to where you're talking about with the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Then you make the trail that comes back up here.
Yeah.
Okay. this intersects. You got tree lines here.
Yeah, you can come around this way and get to Charlie that way. Right.
Can't. You guys found the car, right?
Yes.
Did you move the car?
Yes.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. I was like, they were like, he poured stain on the car. I said, he's not stupid.
White car.
I said, it's a white car. It's under trees. Plus, the stain kills any kind of evidence that's on the car. I said, he's not stupid.
They're like, yeah, I am. What I should have done, honestly, is the morning this shit was going down, I had not slept in weeks. I was really fucking tired. And what I really should have done is, instead of me showing my ass, what I should have done is told her I ain't got no fucking time for this shit. Let her stay about her damn business. Let her go get high or stoned or what the hell she was doing. And going back to work. That was dumb move number one. Two is, of course, telling you an hour and a half versus 6 hours. But I should have done it to begin with. That was my fault. Well, I can't be too damn bright.
I think you're pretty damn smart. I'm be serious with you. I mean, and the thing about it is, the person that says that they're smart is usually stupid, And it's kind of the philosophy my grandpa taught me, and I didn't realize he didn't say it in these words, but when I was in school, I learned it. It's better to keep your mouth shut and have people assume you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
At the end of it, before I told you this about the bike, I should have requested a condition of not getting the death penalty. You know that all these people are now going after, they're locking down my money.
Who's locking down your money?
Basically, all of you.
We haven't touched your money. We don't have the authority to touch your money.
Okay. I got a couple things to ask about that. I got things to ask for a lot of things.
Okay.
But I understand this is not going to be just one way, we're not interrogating you.
Right.
I'll ask some questions for you.
Sure.
I'm
going
to think about a couple things, and then I may give you a bonus that's going to absolutely blow your mind. But I'm shit about that right now. You guys scare me a lot more than I ever scare you.
Why?
You got the badge, brother. That's the most powerful damn thing on the damn planet.
No, not for me. I get complained on all the time. I get in trouble. Every day I'm waiting for this to be taken away from me because I told a lady to shut up the other day. I'm trying to explain something to her. Yeah. And I said, ma'am, let me explain this to you. Let me explain. And she wouldn't let me explain it to you. I said, finally, if you'll shut up for a minute, I'll explain it to you. Next thing I know, her husband, who plays Santa Claus, is yelling at me on the phone. I'm like, really? We're done.
Last 2 weeks, I have had more people come through here. I have lost $30,000 where everybody's brought me releases on shit that's already under contract. You have to pay me regardless. But it's not worth me basically being asked to my agents and dealing with the bullshit. I just sign the damn releases, take your money. My business is dead. The company's dead. I couldn't have enforced it and kept the money, but it would cost a shitload more media on it. This I don't need. I don't have to release you. You owe me money.
Right.
I worked my ass off. I sold your home.
I've had several of them call, and we're like, we owe money for rent and this, and this, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Well, the money never showed up in the box where it was supposed to, or somebody got in the box and took it.
What the
mom tried to get it, and I was trying to take care of it the right way, but whoever got it either got all that, and that's, I don't know where it is.
I don't know that people are putting money in the box. And this is why. I think that several people that have reached out to me have reached out to the actual owners of the property that you're managing, and they're paying them directly.
That's fine.
That's what I was, because I know several people that have left me messages.
Yeah.
And I didn't keep track. I mean, there were so many, I couldn't keep track of their names. But when I'd call them back, this is Tom Clark, I'm returning your call. Don't worry about it. I've already contacted the owner of the property and I'm paying their rent directly.
I was trying to resolve everything. I have escrow money and being held, but without my files in front of me, and
Right.
most of my files ain't on that computer. Most of them are up here,
Right.
and spreadsheets. Well, not spreadsheets and the way I do my books. Basically, I don't pay me until I pay you, and I'm really motivated to pay me.
Hey.
So what I do is I take all my address labels first of the month. I put them on all the little labels. They sit them here by the desk. And the money comes in. I put it in my account. It goes into the little thing. When the money comes off the damn thing, I go ahead and write you a check. Your check goes out. Guess what? The address is mine.
Yeah, gotcha.
I don't have to worry about fucking it up because I'm not going to pay me until I make sure you're paid.
So, yeah. That's the way you're supposed to pay your bills, period.
Yeah. Well, I've never had, ever had any ethics issue, money issue, never been contested.
Right.
So we haven't had the problem. But they're making it hard as shit. I mean, I've been signing the leases. Nobody knows how to get escrow. I made my mom power of attorney, but I really shouldn't have done it. I should have made Ashley power of attorney.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I probably would have done that.
Mom means well,
Yeah.
but Bob ain't really.
Bob's her husband.
Yeah.
I only met him briefly. I figured you were going to make Ashley. I figured you would make Ashley power of attorney.
I was trying to keep some of the heat off of
Ashley.
They're making their runs like hell out there. My agents got phone calls from Japanese TV shows.
Yeah, I've had some of the agents call me. One of the agents was the girl that pulled up to drop off some money driving a white Infinity. We talked about her once before. Hispanic, or she's Hispanic or Indian?
Russian.
That's right. You said she was Russian, and I said she didn't look Russian to me. Her. She got a phone call from somebody, and she said, she said, do I have to talk to them? I don't want to talk to them. I said, you don't have to talk to anybody.
My past agents had to change their phone numbers because they literally got blown up so much and so much crap. And the thing is, so many people who I don't fucking know have come out of the woodwork. People from college. I don't remember you.
I've seen,
who have gone off about how I haven't read anything, but I was just told the synopsis of basically I was a piece of shit and I was this and this. I don't even know you, remember you. I was the kid in college who basically wore dress shirt and tie. I was very aggressive in class. I was there to learn. I was paying a shitload of money that I was paying myself. I'm there to learn. I'm not here to sit here and play grab ass. Now, come break time. Power time, bitch.
Well, and the thing about it is, one person you won't see, on the news. I was seen on the news a couple times from a distance. One time I was seen on the news with you. I had my back to the camera when we were out there.
Why?
And I wasn't. And one time I was standing in front of your house, but you won't see me do an interview. I'm not in this for you. There's no glory in that.
I want to know how the media got something.
Listen,
The only thing I told was you and Mark. When we were talking, and you asked me about when I was a kid, and I was in Arizona, and the incident when I was a kid, before all this many moons ago, that situation got typed up on a Wikipedia page.
I didn't tell anybody that, but my supervisors. Well, my supervisor, it was in the interview room. So I don't know how they got that. Mark didn't tell anybody. Mark's been on vacation since. So I haven't talked to anybody.
Well, I can't see either one of you.
I haven't talked to anybody, so I don't know.
What I don't understand is there's as much disinformation as there is information going on. And I don't understand because I can't see Mark doing it. I can't see you doing it.
No, Mark's been on vacation and he won't talk to me, and neither will I, because I've been asked. I've been contacted and I've been asked, and basically the way the sheriff was with me, and I told him, I said this is my opinion. I said, and I told the solicitor's office, I told everybody this. I said, there needs to be one of two people talking. I said, and it needs to be a structured press release whenever something happens and there's a development. It needs to be the sheriff, or it needs to be the public information officer. It doesn't need to be just anybody that gets a bit of information, but I don't know how that got out.
I can't understand how that piece of information, which I only told the two of you, which I don't see either one of you saying.
And it said what now?
Go to Wikipedia.
And what's it say?
It says about my situation where I was 14, the guy that come out of the alley, then we were talking about when I was a kid.
Right, yeah.
They eluded all that shit. The only way they could allude to that is if they had your files. That's what I've been told.
I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll find out.
I was sitting there going, how the fuck?
They didn't get it from me. Because I don't talk to anybody.
I couldn't even give you dates. I don't.
Unless it was the feds. But I don't know.
Well, somebody did somebody did an investigate. I mean, I understand my Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm.
I wish my junk was.
You have a Wikipedia page?
That's what I'm telling you.
Wow.
Somebody took the time to do some fucking work. And I mean, it goes into some crazy shit. I haven't even read it all. I just heard about it. But I mean,
I knew, with all honesty, I did not tell anybody anything. I did not tell anybody anything about that.
why have I not been charged with three bodies?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what they're waiting on.
Now, I know why you all race so damn fast on the bike shock. I knew why that was going to happen. I did not realize that was the anniversary.
I didn't either. I did not either until someone mentioned. When I found out it was the next day was the anniversary, when we were done talking and you were on your way to the jail, and I come walking around, and the sheriff did the press release, and said tomorrow was the anniversary, because we were there watching it, and I looked over at my captain and my lieutenant. I was like, tomorrow's the anniversary?
You realize you guys are going to catch hell for that.
Why? Oh, we have. But what do you mean?
If there's not enough, what's the word I'm thinking of right now? Conspiracies out there.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got their own, every retired cop in the world who wants to write a book or has written a book has an opinion. It's just like you were telling me, everybody that builds guns or thinks they know about guns, they all have opinions.
You do realize that your Pat Brown put just about all that on the internet.
I don't know who she is. I know the name, but I never dealt with her. And you talking about here recently?
No, it's down for years.
Yeah, well, she's the profiler lady, and I don't deal with that much. I know she's been spouting off other things.
Saw it on the read it on the internet.
And I don't put much faith. And this is what I told Mark, and me and Mark both agree with it. And I told the sheriff this too. I said, people can put whatever they want out there. I know she's put stuff out there. There was she did a radio show and somebody was listening to it, and I wouldn't even listen to it. They're like, listen to this, man. Listen. I'm not listening to it. I'm not reading an article. Because this is the thing, unless it comes, and I told the sheriff this, and I told my captain and lieutenant, we had a meeting about it. I said, unless it comes from Todd, I'm not going to believe it. And they're like, well, why not? I said, because he's not lied to me yet. And I have no reason to believe that he's going to lie to me. I said, everything that he has told me.
Can I get off the death penalty list? Do you mind?
What now?
Can you take me off the death penalty list?
No, you're not on the death penalty list.
It's coming, brother.
Well, the thing about it is,
I don't understand why you guys haven't charged me. I mean, that's weird as shit. I understand why they raced, because the bike show. I mean, it was 3 days to election. It was a great thing to get him in.
Yeah, it wasn't going to matter.
I don't think it would have mattered.
It would. Hell, the other guy got like 14% of the votes. There was one area, I think it was told to me, one district where he got like 1 vote. One district he got like 100 votes.
He came off like an asshole. You can tell me all about how you were ex-scout sniper and you trained this and you trained that and you shot this and you were part of this. I don't give a shit. Tell me how you're going to make my streets cleaner and how I'm going to trust you, not...
His big thing was more about puffing himself up and attacking the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
who is my friend, and who we used to work the road together. He pulled me out of the line of fire one night. And, you know, he's been a mentor to me for a long time. So when you're sitting there and then you're bad-mouthing him and saying things about him that aren't true, you're not getting my vote, and you're not getting anybody that knows about it. Then you go on the news to county council and get into an argument with David Britt in the middle of county council meeting, yelling at David Britt in the middle. You didn't see that? Yelled at him, and David Britt were yelling at each other in the middle of the county. You're running for public office.
I don't need that.
And you're gonna yell at a county council member.
No, sir.
It's not gonna look good for you.
He just didn't have the right image.
Yeah.
Obviously, from my statements, I have zero problem with Chuck. Why he referring to him as Chuck instead of, Sheriff Wright?
He told you he could.
I didn't know that. I just always thought
That day you were out there when you guys prayed. He said,
the guy.
He said, call me Chuck.
Wish we didn't have to meet on these circumstances. So would have loved to have been just a donor for your SWAT team. I mean, seriously, think about it. I will supply you guys with body armor. I will take care of your ammo, whatever you need for practice.
Yeah.
Can you put a TKA logo on the back of them bad boys?
I don't know about that. I don't know. Dude, I'm down here.
On the back. I'm not flawed. I try to get my logo. I try to go ahead to the strip clubs. I try to have donate them. What was it? Black booty shorts with my yellow logo on the ass cheek. Oh, I was trying. My dad was come up with some shit.
That would have been good advertisement. But it had to have been a nice place, not like one of these. I know.
Teasers ain't the way to go.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I'm from Jacksonville. I mean, when I was growing up in high school, my friend's dad owned the dollhouse in Jacksonville. Yeah. The Hells Angels kind of came in and pushed.
When I first got here, I went to the Dockside Dolls when it was here. It turned into Penthouse. It turned into
It's the big one on the hill. Yeah.
And I went there, and it wasn't a lot of people there. I had a setback. I just kind of chilled out. I'm the one that I like to go to the clubs, and I'm the one who's quiet. All my bourbon and coke. I want to put my money out here. I'm going to keep my hands to myself. I don't want to touch nobody. I'm going to enjoy this. And the bad part is I fall asleep.
Right.
The pretty girls, the loud music, and all the flashing calms me out. And I'll nod off.
Right.
I mean, I'll tip you the shit out of you. But I'm going to nod off.
Yeah.
And I just didn't watch the show. But I mean, and I saw somebody got hauled out one day for some stupid shit. I'm going, you're an idiot, man. What's something you getting hauled out here for? Then they shut it down, and
It's never going to go good for you being hauled out. No. You can fight and do whatever you want, but at the end, it's not going to end well for you.
Okay, you're there to spend money.
Right.
Okay. The girls want you to spend money.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask them nicely, and you've been there a little while, you ask them nicely, and you tip them well, let's be realistic. It is amazing what they will let you do. I have rolled a $20 bill around my finger and asked a girl, where can I put this? And she said, for a 20, but then damn thing for what you want. And I did. So I lost a lot. I used to walk out there losing about $3,000.
Really?
Yeah. And not get laid.
That would hurt.
Not really.
That would hurt, though.
By the time I got home, I was like, but I had so much damn fun. But I mean, I would go, all the girls would come around my table.
Yeah.
And the girls wouldn't go to the tables. Everybody else get pissed off. Well, I can't help you. I mean, I'm not keeping them. And then
they're worried to move out.
And then when they did the 2-for-1 lap dances.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. And I give them a time. I got T-shirts, all this kind of stuff. But they kept giving me these damn porn DVDs.
Dude,
I really ain't into porn. I mean,
they're like homemade ones that they did?
No. Hell, I'm not kept that shit. But them amateurs, they work harder. But you get, I mean, it just copies and copies of bullshit. And I mean, at the end of the night, I have a stack of about 9 or 10 of them. I want the fucking things.
Yeah.
And some guy stole them from me one night from another table. I turned around one second, he grabbed a handful of them like that. I turned around and go, really, dude? Oh, I didn't take those. Let's see, I had a stack of 9 or 10 of them here. And now suddenly you got a bunch of them over here.
You got bulges in your shirt.
Tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you when this girl's home, and I'm gonna do it the real way.
You can have movies.
You can have all that shit. You stroke as much as you got to do. That's all you will. He just looked at me like, "Oh, I don't want to. How do these damn things?" I mean, don't get me wrong. I check out porn. Okay, we all do. We're guys.
Yeah.
Okay, but hardcore porn,
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
I got a couple DVDs here and there,
Yeah.
but they're not watched. I mean, I put them in. I'm like, come on, going.
Yeah.
Worst thing I think I've got is where a friend of mine gave me a disc that had various shit he caught off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad problem is I kept moving because I got so many fucking hard drives that every time I would back up a hard drive, I've ruined hard drives for that shit. Because I would back up because it's not that. It's the photos from the home and all those PDFs for all my damn projects, all my damn closings.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to back it up because if I don't lose it, I'm screwed.
Right.
Back up to this hard drive. Well, then this would have a problem. And then I end up backing this up to this hard drive. And that's how I know is I've copied, but I didn't copy over. I copied with. So now I got 2 files and 3 files and 4 files. So some of those damn files that were this big
are now.
Yeah. So most computers are crazy. There have been a couple times when I've just basically copied stuff over and then just started fresh and said, screw it. Because it's got to be too damn much. But no, what you're looking at is you have this the upper field. And when you come down the fence line, you come down with the rock part and you come back up. You got a big open long field. And then it goes back down here where y'all had Charlie.
Right.
At this turn, with this big field, there's a huge oak tree.
Okay.
There's like a tree here and a tree there. Right about in here somewhere, there's a white box.
Okay.
Just don't dig him up. He's a dead dog.
Okay.
There's nothing else out there.
Okay.
There's no ammo dug in the holes. There's nothing else out there.
Well, there was another thing about there was a hole that a guy came forward and said he dug for you right here next to the garage. He said he dug it. You wanted him to dig it in an odd shape. It was like wide enough for your front end loader, and it was like 10 feet deep and 3 feet, or 10 feet long and 3 feet deep, or something like that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. He called it in.
Who is he?
I don't remember his name. I didn't talk to him. I just know that I was told that.
And he came into my property and he dug me a hole. Why need him to dig me a hole? I don't
know. He had something to do with pouring the concrete, I think, for your building or something. Or he had something to do with something you had him do out there. You had him do some work for you out there, and then you ended up having him dig that hole.
Ain't nobody dug any friggin' holes. I dug the holes.
Okay.
The building, there's a slab here, which is where you get in to walk in. How did you guys get through that door? I never even looked. Did you break the door?
I don't know.
How'd you open the
I
door?
don't know how they opened it. I wasn't there. I was with you when they did that.
Oh. No, I had a slab poured here, and I had a slab poured way up here, which is where the gas tanks are. And all I did was take 2x4s, screw the damn things in, sit them in the ground, put some stakes in, and I had the guy come in with a cement truck, pour the concrete in, smooth the shit out.
Is it? One guy came forward and said at one point there was 2 Connex boxes out there. There were 2 Connex containers out there.
The neighbor next door?
No, this was a guy that delivered, I think it was lumber, maybe for when you were building the top of the.
Dude, I've had a lot of lumber brought out.
Right. Well, you had a guy deliver lumber.
Many times.
And he took a piss beside one of the Connex boxes, and you thought he was going to go roaming off or something. You told him not to roam off, and he said that there were 2 Connex containers out there.
No, it was this, and it was that.
Okay.
And it was this.
Okay.
And I built that, and then there was a tree stump over here, and then right here was all the dirt. I had to bring that up, and that was my gravel driveway, and yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure what the hell he's somebody digging. Ain't had anybody dig anything.
Yeah, he said it was right there. And I was like, we went over there and looked, and I was like, I looked around. I was like, I don't see anything. I don't see anything where anything would have been dug up or buried here.
And he did this with what?
Some kind of earth moving equipment, similar to what we had out there that day. he didn't say specifically. I didn't talk to him. This was passed on to me. And of course, you know, you're going to have a lot of people coming forward.
Was this before the building was built?
Maybe.
Okay. Now, there was a redneck that, oh, you'll love this story. I was out there. I hired one individual to bring in a case 593, big ass bulldozer. It's actually called not traco. It's actually called a who gives a fuck what it's called? Basically, it's basically like a bulldozer, but instead of having a blade, it's got a scoop kind of thingy. It's more blade than scoop. It can actually open up so it can grab shit and pick things up.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, he's supposed to bring that in, but the guy was a lazy piece of shit, and he subbed it out to two fucking hillbillies from North Carolina with the Bobcat, who one guy was retarded and kept falling asleep, and this dude, I don't know how he lived the way he drove that thing. He kept flipping it. I've never seen no shit in my life, like a dumbass. And he was supposed to clear out the lot. Well, he put the lot, the building was originally supposed to be this way. Or it's supposed to be different.
Supposed to be at an angle.
An angle.
Okay.
And they ended up putting it this way, and he's supposed to clear it out just around the building. Instead, he cleared all the fucking way about the building and made a huge fucking mess. Then I had to pay extra for him to bring in a track hoe, the scoopy thing, and take out stumps. Well, he didn't decide to take out stumps. He decided to put dirt on top of the stumps to try to hide them. Well, I paid him cash for all this shit. Well, then he kept calling me every couple hours. We're done. And I would drive out there, and he ain't done shit for hours. I'm like, dude, do you understand? I'm working. I don't have time for the shit. Do the job. Do what you're told to do. Level this out. Level it out. The builder went out there and put stakes on where he wanted it and how to level it. Mm-hmm. When that shit's done, call me. I'll pay you. We're out of here. He kept digging around, wouldn't do it. And then when a friend of mine, I was pissed, a friend of mine showed up later on, and he decided to call half his fucking family like this was going to be a showdown. I'm like, on a showdown, I mean, do the fucking job, I'll pay you your cash, and you go on about your damn day. Mm-hmm. And he decided that he decided to come out, he got all pissed off, and he came out of the damn Bobcat like he wanted to box. And I just turned around like, all right, we can do this. And he stopped, and then he started talking to my friend about something about what the hell did he say? Something about people fighting or some shit. Trent just went, no man, that dude will kill you. You may not want to do that. He's like, Todd, don't play. Just take it as a piece of advice.
Well, let me ask you.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. What is it you alluded to earlier? There's a couple things that got me, that have been killing me.
Okay.
But you said when it came to the ammo, that it's not on the property, it's somewhere else, but that would be at a later date after I answered your questions or whatever. What do you want? You need to ask me something.
I need to ask you a lot of things.
What you got? I promise you, I'll answer them if I can, if I know the answers to them. Because there's a lot of things, since other people have become involved, I'm the smallest guy on the totem pole, I'll be honest with you. The only thing I have, and this came straight from the sheriff, is Todd Kohlhepp. He said Tommy Clark is the only person to talk to Todd Kohlhepp.
You realize that I would never put that much ammo in one spot, and that'd be the wrong ammo.
I know.
Y'all ain't bought guns yet, either.
Yeah. I know that. And I kept telling them that. I've been telling them that. I said the way he has talked about guns and how much money he told me he had spent on guns.
And the shit you found.
And what we have found does not add up. I've said that all along. I said, does not add up. I said, there's guns. I said, it may not be on this property. I said, but there is more somewhere else.
Wow.
I said, but it's not, I said, so.
What you guys want?
Huh?
What you guys want?
What? But let me ask you, what did you were going to ask me?
Why have they not charged me? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'll find out.
You guys took my cars. You won't give them back.
As of right now, the X5,
If I don't get the X5 back, the bank's going to take it. That's not paid off, and I cannot give you money to pay for it. That is $12.50 per month. $12.4609.
Jesus Christ, that's my mortgage.
The fuck I was thinking. Do not recommend buying one. I need to get that damn thing to BMW and get it sold. Otherwise, the bank's going to take it from you because they're owed it.
Well, they can't take it from us. We've had people try. If it's seized, they can't take it from us.
Okay, well, I'd like to get some money out of it.
I understand.
The motorcycle. I'm trying to sell the damn motorcycle. You guys got my deed.
To the motorcycle?
Yeah. It's in the safe, man. That file folder that you've been catching going through. White 3-ring binder. Has all the school, school paper protectors in it. All kinds of paperwork. Day to day. It was in the top part of the safe.
Okay, I didn't know that was in there.
I can't imagine how you guys didn't know.
Oh, no, I didn't know it was in there because I wasn't there when they opened the safe. I was with you.
You guys broke the safe, did you?
Huh? They did. I was with you. When all of that stuff happened, I was with you.
You know you can open those with a magnet, right?
What? Oh, I mean, we had people that can open them. The way they were open, I was just, when I saw them, I was like, I just kind of looked.
Those can be opened with a magnet.
But, I mean, I was with you.
You take a natural earth magnet, powerful magnet, and you put it on the left-hand side, run it down, and it releases the damn thing.
As a matter of fact, you and me and Mark were upstairs talking when that was going on. So
all you had to do was ask me the freaking code.
Well, and I know that, but I don't. Again, what did I say earlier?
No.
People think they're smarter than me that are in charge. You know, do
they cut open the big ones, or do they just actually figure out how to open them?
They cut them.
You know,
I'm not going to lie to you. They cut them. They cut them open. Yeah.
By the way, the chloroform.
Yeah, I want to know about that.
Oh, that wasn't what you think about. I was actually trying to get me. I had a connection for I don't know. I was buying some other shit in my laboratory.
Okay.
Basically, I was getting a thing of cyanide.
Thing of cyanide?
Yeah, it's fun stuff. You ever play with it? It smells like almonds.
Okay.
What?
What were you going to do with cyanide?
Put in my bullets.
Oh. Okay.
Mercury only does so much, brother.
Mercury?
Yeah.
So your bullets tipped with mercury?
I have something like that, yeah.
Do we have them?
No.
Okay. I'm just, for safety's sake.
Do you know what mercury does in a bullet, don't you?
You know? I told you, Mark's the gun man.
He wouldn't know this trick.
Okay.
What do you think it does?
I would have no clue. I seriously would have no clue.
All right, I'm going to give you the non-truth. And I'll give you the truth. Okay. You take a bullet. It's got to be a hollow point. Okay. By the way, using it for my match rounds, it doesn't work. Those hollow points are not meant for expansion. Those will change the coefficient when you're shooting to a different range. It actually cuts off the wind and manages to have the weight. Long story short, it makes it more accurate. Okay.
Okay.
Known as open tip match, Botel hollow points. The hollow point is not the hollow point you use in a pistol.
Okay.
Wholly different species entirely.
Okay.
And a rifle does not expand. But if you take a small drill and you can drill them out, make them bigger, or you take your pistol rounds. Although you never really ever since they came out with Hydroshock and HST and some of the newer rounds of the defense, critical defense rounds, you don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the old school ways of really fucking somebody up, it's only good teachers. You're not gonna like the punchline of this.
Okay.
People think it's to poison you. Thing is, if I shoot you with 168 grain round, or 140, whatever the hell I shoot you with, do you think you're really going to be around long enough for the mercury to poison you?
No.
No, you got bigger problems to deal with.
Right.
Okay. That's not what it does.
What does it do?
Well, it fucks you guys up. Oh, don't take this, you guys, I don't mean cops. What it does when you take mercury inside of it, okay, one, it makes the bullet heavier. Now, you do lose range, but actually the heavier bullet gives you longer range. It has more inertia, but it doesn't work that way on the tip because it's now mobile. But you seal that. When it comes out, it doesn't do shit. When it hits you, it causes a heavier bullet, so you have more impact.
Right.
Then it helps to further take the hollow point and spread it. We have a problem. But you think that's where it stops. No, ShamWow, there's more. The mercury vaporizes.
Okay.
What does vaporized mercury do?
I have no clue.
It goes through body armor.
Really?
It now becomes microscopic. It's metal. That's liquid. That's vaporized. He goes right through it. Not steel plate. But you guys don't wear steel plate, and neither do I. I have them. Why the fuck would you wear that?
I wear both. No, I wear a regular vest, and then I have the.
Oh, I have trauma plate.
Well, I have what do they call it? Spectra Shield trauma plate, and then on top of that, I have a lead trauma plate formed for my chest.
You know what's going to happen when you get hit with that, right? You're going to get the shit knocked out of you. Okay.
But see, that's why I have the Spectra Shield.
Oh, it's the best way to go.
I have it in between the trauma, the metal trauma plate is on the outside. So it's going to hit it's more,
Can I give you a piece of advice on
a
that?
little more cushy for a fat boy.
Can I give you a piece of advice on that?
Sure.
Your outer metal plate, is it a straight metal plate or has it got anti-spalling on it?
What is that?
Oh shit, man. You may not want that steel plate. When you use the steel plate, okay, one, you're going to get the shit knocked out of it.
Right.
But it's not going to penetrate unless you use certain rounds.
Right.
Most meatheads do not use certain rounds. Some of them even certain rounds are. And you're pretty safe. Problem with that is you now have a ricochet off of a steel plate that's going to face to peel your face off. That's a bit of a problem.
Right.
Now, you can get what they call anti-spalling.
What does that look like?
Rhino liner?
Yeah. Mine is like a textured material.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine is.
Okay. That, when the bullet goes in, it absorbs it so the fragments don't come flying back out.
Thank you very much for joining me in this video today. I am going through the process of getting everything transcribed to the best of my ability. You'll probably notice that there were some transcription errors. I've done my best, but I'm going through the process of transcribing the next part, so I will get this next part published to the channel as soon as I can. So be on the lookout for that, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when part 2 is coming out. It should only take a few days for me to put it out there, and then I'll start working on part 3 and part 4, okay? All right, thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below.